Sir, did you care to respond before the court rules on your motion?
There's no injured party, Your Honor. Oh, I'd like to also say I'm here in special appearance.
Special appearance for who?
I'm here on special appearance.
And when you say you were here pro per in special appearance, who were you?
I'm authorized signatory thereof of the estate and the executor of the estate.
Who's the estate?
The McCrary estate.
No longer representing the state of McCrary, Family Matters star Darius McCrary is trending this morning as he was released from custody ahead of his sentencing. He was released from the Oakland County Jail in Michigan on Monday after he pleaded no contest to 5 felony charges, all relating to an ongoing child support case. After his release, McCrary's lawyer told TMZ this, saying, quote, over the last 4 years, Mr. McCrary's fight for justice and truth has been painted as an attempt to shirk his responsibilities to his child. The resolution reached Monday makes it clear that family does matter and that it always has. Sentencing for McCrary is set for February 9th. He's looking at a maximum of 4 years behind bars. We're asking this morning, do you believe that family does matter to McCrary? Let's bring in our guest. In the studio with me, the senior editor at Gossip, Jason Jolie, is here, and remotely criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Franz Borghardt. Great to have you both here to talk about this. Of course. So Jason, let me start with you. The question, does family matter to the Family Matters star, in your opinion?
Family Matters was such an institution of the 90s. I'm a Gen Xer. Yes. I grew up watching TGIF.
Yes,
and beyond TGIF, there was a time period of a golden renaissance of, you know, black families on TV. Family Matters and In the House and Steve Harvey Show and on and on and on. And so we grew up feeling nostalgic about these shows that gave us so much, that gave us insight into black family dynamics in different ways that we hadn't seen before. So we feel a type of way about Eddie Winslow. He means something to us. But at the same time, the things that he's being accused of are pretty heinous. And, you know, it looks like he's going to have to suffer the consequences for some of the things that he's being accused of, that he's pleaded, you know, no contest to.
Right. You know, it's so tough when you see a character that's beloved and you feel like you grew up with. I'm with you. TGIF was every Friday, you know, and you feel like you know Eddie Winslow. You went through the life lessons with him
you
that he was learning.
These things. Yeah.
And then here you see, okay, that's a character. You know, in real life, he's got some
Darius
problems.
McCrary is a human being.
Right.
And, you know, he's had a downfall of sorts. And, you know, that could be attributed to a lot of things. He's openly talked about his drug use. In his first divorce, he talked about, the judge said that he had to have visitation monitoring, and he wanted him to take drug and alcohol counseling, things like that. So clearly he's gone through a lot in his life. Hopefully this will be the thing that sets him on the right course.
Right. We know he was pro se there for a while. Franz, I want to take a look with you back at the last time we saw him appear in court before the most recent plea on Monday. Here we go.
Based on the fact that the 50th District has completely continued to violate all of my rights, my 4th, my 5th, my 14th Amendment, my right to due process is constantly trampled, and I've figured out why, because under due process clause of the 14th Amendment, personal judgment is void if rendered by the court, which has no jurisdiction over the defendant. That's Penmore versus Neff, 95 U.S. 714 24L ED 565, and Michigan has no jurisdiction. Before we proceed, we need to establish jurisdiction.
Tell you what, not bad for a pro se defendant. Franz, we know that he did get counsel with the public defender's office for the most recent resolution, that no contest plea to 1 count of absconding bond and 4 counts of failure to support. Maximum penalty is 4 years behind bars. How do you think things are going to land when he's sentenced on February 9th?
So all of these deadbeat dad laws, and that's essentially what we're talking about. These are laws that are criminalizing not paying child support. And it's not just dads, moms can be prosecuted for it too. All of these laws are designed in such a way that we want the parent to pay their child support. Nobody wants to put someone in jail for not paying their child support, because at the end of the day, guess who doesn't get child support? The kids don't get child support if he's in jail. That said, this is the consequence of actions. And I suspect he won't get maxed out, Julie. I think he'll get some jail time. And maybe as a part of the jail time, maybe some back in probation that involves some treatment and monitoring. But ultimately, if he doesn't get his life right and doesn't pay his child support, we're just going to be spinning wheels. And he's just going to be back in the court after he does whatever time he has to do.
Right, Franz. Yeah, we want him to be working again to pay that child support. And speaking of working again, let's go back in time for a moment. Let's reminisce when he was Eddie Winslow on Family Matters.
Wow, Edo, what luck. The girl of your dreams just dropped in.
Hey, baby. Home now.
There he is alongside Jaleel White. You know, Darius McCrary was a fixture on that show, very popular in the 90s and still today on many streaming platforms. And so we're wondering, with these recent negative headlines, can he make a comeback in Hollywood, or is he going to be blacklisted for this because it's a case involving children, his children? Ja, what do you think about his career?
I hope that he can make a comeback. Clearly, he's a talented brother. He can act. He's funny. He's charismatic. The things that have taken him away from that have clearly led him down this path. But Hollywood likes nothing more than a good comeback story. And and to Fran's point, if he can get his life in order and he can show that he can be the father that Carl Winslow was to him.
Yes.
Hopefully people will see that and say, okay, this is a guy that had a tough time and he went through some tough times, he got some consequences and he figured it out, and now he's back on the right side of it.
Yeah, you're right. I bet people are rooting for him.
We're definitely rooting for him.
Yes.
This isn't the type of situation where, even though, again, he's been accused of some bad things, but this isn't the type of situation where we're talking about dark crimes.
Right.
These are life mistakes that it cost his children and cost his former partners, but this is something that he can find his way back from. He just has to want that.
Right. Ja, that's such an important distinction, you know, because we see, and Franz knows so many cases here at Court TV where children are horrifically abused or killed. This is nothing like that.
Right.
This is just a failure to pay dollars, you know, when court ordered. So thank goodness it's not worse. So that's very important. Franz, tell me, you know, with respect to the sentencing date and him working, if you're his counsel, we know he's out on bond. What do you think? Do you try to get him jobs or something to present to the court when you show up in February? What do you think?
So in a perfect world, I would try to get the arrears, the back owed child support, as paid off as I can. If he could come up with a, hey, it's going to take me X amount of time to pay it off and he's working, it sure is more difficult to put him in jail because, again, who are you ultimately punishing at that point? You're punishing the children. So if I'm representing him, I want jobs lined up. I want him to have already paid some of the arrears, the back owed money, and I want a plan in place. And I want to tell the judge and the government, hey, this is our plan to make these children whole. This is our plan to get him and to keep him sober so that he can be not only a productive member of society, but a good dad. And look, sober dads make the best dads sometimes. So again, a good plan in place with some success under his belt is the recipe for not an incarceration sentence. And hopefully his attorneys can develop that plan.
Yes, boy, that's a great plan, Franz. Thank you. And Ja, you touched on this earlier, how you said he had some substance abuse problems in the past. You know, how present has he been on social media, you know, recently before this incident cropped up. Have you seen anything that was positive, or did it seem like he was still struggling?
Yeah, so I perused his Instagram page, and I saw some videos of him and what I believe was his niece and nephew. They were in a Waymo. I think they were in San Francisco or the Bay Area somewhere, and they're in a Waymo, and he seemed lucid. He was kind of joking with the kids, hey, we're in a driverless car, and we're going on this place, and the kids are looking kind of like, I don't know about this driverless car thing.
Yeah.
So it seemed like he was lucid, he was present, and he was essentially fathering, doing what he should do for his children with his other family members, with his younger family members. So I believe that there is still hope for him. I hope that there's a producer, director, writer watching this segment right now who says, hey, I want to help this guy out. And I know that Hollywood, getting roles and auditioning can be difficult. But again, to Fran's point, this is about the children. And so this isn't about making Darius McCrary a huge movie star, TV star again. This is about getting a talented working actor back into the system so that he can take care of his responsibilities as a man, as a father. And I hope and pray that that works out for him.
So well said. Jason, John Lee, great having you in the studio. Franz Borgard, great insight from you remotely. Thanks so much.